I'll get the same from you. So I woke up at about 4 o'clock this morning. I couldn't sleep. I was tossing and turning all night, and it wasn't because I was full of anxiety or fear or problems. It's because I have this problem lately where I'm fucking excited to get up. I can't wait to start the day. As I'm laying in bed, I'm thinking about all the possibility, all the things that I'm going to engage in that are going to bring me one step closer to my goals and desires. I'm excited about studying the course. I'm excited about engaging with all my friends, all my kings. I'm excited to spend time with my girlfriend, my son, my puppy. I can't wait to see what amazing things will happen today, what opportunities will come my way. I got up early and watched the sunrise. It was amazing. I love being like this, but it hasn't always been this way. Just at the beginning of this year, I was the exact opposite. But the difference between where I was when I was at rock bottom and to where I am now, where I'm passionate and excited about the day, has nothing to do with the things I just mentioned. It's not the new course, the mentorship, the peers, spending time with loved ones, the day. All of that has always been around me and is available to me anytime I need it. The way I feel now has to do with one very important thing that I learned at the beginning of the year. Because of this, it made today possible. It created this motivated, passionate, determined, happy, fulfilled. I'm so thankful that I came across this. So, at the beginning of the year, I was at rock bottom, and please don't feel sorry for me. This is one of the best things that has ever happened to me. I sabotaged my life and pretty much lost everything. House, car, girlfriend, phone, job. I wasn't able to see my son. I had really done it this time. I was depressed in life. I didn't feel fulfilled. I didn't know anything. And because of this, I ruined everything. I felt like I didn't deserve it. So I was staying at a friend's house. I couldn't get off the floor. I couldn't muster up any energy to improve my situation or figure out a solution. All the things that now fill my day with happiness were available to me at the beginning of the year. I could get on a program. I could surround myself with mentors, read books, but I had nothing in me. I was hopeless. I couldn't get myself to do any of these things. Nothing brought me joy. I was hopeless, and all I wanted to do was numb myself with drugs and alcohol, anything that will just cut off my feeling. I wanted to do this until I passed out, thinking that when I woke up from my induced coma, I would have an answer, or somebody would come and save me, or this whole thing would pass on by. But that's not how it happened. 5 days I sat on the floor, no sleep, continuously trying to numb myself, trying to make it feel better. And it just got worse. By day 5, I was hopeless to the point where I wanted to end it. I had no hope for myself, and I was positive that there was no way out this time, and I didn't have anything left in the tank to to make it happen. Right before I desperately acted out on my sad story and depression, I was saved by a quote. I had a quote in my head. I'm an avid reader. It might have came from that. It might have came from my higher power. It was kind of a weird time. I could barely think in my intoxicated state, but I had this quote in my head that wouldn't go away, that was driving me crazy. The quote was, no idea where this came from, how are you going to hit the bullseye if you don't know where the target is? This statement boggled my mind. For moments, it took me away from all my depression, sadness, and anxiety, and I contemplated this question. I started to think about it practically. Okay, well, if you gave me darts and you told me to try to hit the bullseye, first thing I would do is I would look for where the dartboard was. Where's the target? Okay, so solved it, you know. All you need to do is find the target, and then you have a chance of hitting the bullseye. But that didn't satisfy it. It was still pressing me. How are you going to hit the bullseye if you don't know where the target is? And as I thought about this, I started to think about my situation I was currently in. How did I fucking get here? This is not where I want to be. This is not the life I desire. How come I'm here? And then right then I asked myself a question that changed me. Well, what do you want out of life? And it was weird. It hit me so hard. I never thought of that before. I could probably tell you all the things I didn't want in life, but I had, in my 39 years, put little to no effort into understanding and coming to terms with who I am and what I want out of life. Then it hit me. How can I hit the bullseye if I don't know where the target is? Why I'm here at rock bottom right now is because I never knew where I was going, where I was headed, or what I wanted. I pulled myself and clawed my way out of bad situations before, but to where? Just away from where I was, but that doesn't mean it was in the right direction. I made a promise right then that I was going to do things differently this time. Before I put in any action, before any work went in, I was going to answer the question, what do I want? I had nothing else. I had no energy or motivation. I could at least write. How long could it take, you know? I thought of self-improvement, and this time around I was going to concentrate on the self first, and then once I got the self down, I'd move to the improvement part. That was my plan. So, sat on the couch, got a piece of paper out, started writing down what I want. First, it was all the cliche things: money, fame, girls, nice material, possessions, cool friends. But none of this satisfied me. I went down each item I listed. Money, for instance. Having a lot of money. I've had money in my life, and that didn't bring me pure happiness. In fact, when I've managed a lot of money, it can be the opposite. It's stressful. You worry about losing your money or making poor investments or money choices. So I kept writing and tried to figure out, what is it about money that would be incorporated in my perfect life? And I continued this way on every little piece I could think of. This lasted for 2 weeks. I wrote every single day, thinking of everything that would be involved in my perfect life, down to the little detail. And after the 2 weeks, I had a stack of papers, maybe 15 or 20 pages, completely covered, top to bottom, front to back. And I couldn't believe it. I was holding in my hands exactly what it is I wanted out of life. I knew it was right. The work I put in returned me my most prized possession. And I knew it was correct. As I read, I would smile. I started to feel good. I started to feel alive again. And I could feel it in this area. I felt... The only way I can explain it, you know when you're around a really good singer and it gives you that certain feeling, it moves you? When I read through this list, that's what it did to me. I connected with it. Having this, the 2 weeks I put in, just writing, just exploring myself for the first time. Having this in hand, instantly, I was filled with this energy source I've never known before. I don't know if it was passion, motivation, what kind of energy it was, but I was ready. I wanted to see how fast I could manifest this into reality. I changed in those 2 weeks from someone hopeless to the most motivated, determined version of myself I've ever known. And I got to work. And here we are today, still the same. Every day I wake up excited. I can't wait to realize what I wrote in these papers. Every day is a chance to get one step closer. Each day I can pull out little pieces of information that help improve the person I am and get me on the path to my desired life. It completely changed my life knowing what it is I want. Now I can hit the bullseye because I knew where the target is. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm an avid reader and you learn some things in books. And I read about this study where they took the world's most successful people and these researchers or scientists were doing a case study on them, seeing if they could study these individuals, and they were successful in every category: athletes, performers, businessmen, everything. And they wanted to see if they could identify what common traits they all share. So the researchers did their work, and the study concluded, and at the end, the researchers were only able to identify one similar trait between all the world's most successful people. Do you know what it is? All these accomplished masters in their craft share in common the characteristic of clarity of purpose. All these individuals are where they are because that's what they think about most of the time. They found out who they are and what they wanted. They visualized and they bridged the gap between where they were and where they wanted to be. That's the difference between the world's most successful people and somebody like me who is having trouble figuring out why they were always improving just to fall down and start over again. Clarity of purpose. I wanted to share this with you because we're all here to learn and work on ourselves and do work. But I wanted to pass this on and suggest that before you do anything else, take the time to answer the question, what do you want? What are you aiming for? Without the answer to that question, you're like a cork floating on the water aimlessly, going through ups and downs, trial and error. But be damn well sure that if you answer that question, the world changes just like that. You see the world differently, and you're filled with the fuel that is going to guide you every day to achieve the life you desire. I hope this motivates you to answer this wonderful question. If you can't take the time and put it and invest it in yourself to know the answer to this question, to be honest, you don't deserve the life you desire. You don't get anywhere through chance. You get there through knowing where you are, knowing where you want to be, and figuring out how to get from A to B. I love to learn. And I love to pass things on that I've learned through my experience that other people can take and use that to join me on this wonderful path to fulfilling your dreams. But you first need to know what your dreams are. So start now. Figure it out. What the fuck do you want? Answer that question. And then I guarantee for the first time in your life, you're going to feel alive.